Hey guys, welcome to a very exciting game of the Adolf Anderssen saga. This game is played between Berthold Suhle and Adolf Anderssen. Anderssen has the white pieces and Berthold has the black pieces. This game was also played in Breslau in 1860. So let's just get into the game. We have e4 on the board by Adolf Anderssen and now e5 in response. Knight to f3 and knight to c6. Before we move on, I couldn't really find much of information on this Berthold, which is why I'm not giving you any information. Only information that I have is he was a German chess master and he lived in Adolf Anderssen's age or during that time period. That's all I can tell you. So after knight to c6, we have bishop to c4 and bishop to c5. Now, very interesting move. b4. This is the Evans gambit, which is again my favorite gambit, and every time Adolf gets a chance he played it. So b4. Now we have bishop takes b4. The best way to refute a gambit, correct, you're right, is to accept it. So we have c3, and now bishop to c5, simply defending itself, and castles. Here you can also push this pawn forward, but it's always better to castle because once this knight develops, the pressure will be on your e-pawn and you really want your rook here on e1 to control or support this pawn. But let's see what happens in the game. d6, immediately supporting this pawn, and now d4, pushing the pawn forward, attacking your wonderful bishop here. Now the bishop has to move or you have to capture, and then you get a series of captures, which is not really good for black because then you're going to get queen goes to b3 here, and now you will have a lot of attacks on this backward f7 pawn. So you move your either you move your bishop or you get the pawn captures. So we have pawn captures d4, that's e takes d4, and now c takes d4. This is exactly what I was saying, but what follows is what you have to keep in mind. Now you have to move your bishop back. You cannot really capture, and after captures, after this this knight takes, this even you can take with the bishop, and then this queen is coming here to b3, and you're going to have a lot of pressure on this backward pawn. So none of that. We have simply retreating with the bishop to b6. There is no issues here, and now d5, pushing the pawn even further, attacking this knight, asking what do you want to do with this knight. And this is pretty common move, it's standard theory in today's age. But back in the day, again, there were no computers, nothing was analyzed by computers. You have to analyze it by yourself and then try to find different variations. So from here, usually knight goes to a5, and which is what is played. We have bishop to b2, now immediately attacking this pawn. And again, you cannot really capture this bishop because if you capture this pawn is gone, and then you can also lose your rook. So for the price of one bishop, you get a pawn and a rook, which is not really what you want to do. So we have knight to f6, immediately stopping the attack. And now that this attack is stopped, you have to move your bishop, and the only good square to move is to d3. So that's what Anderssen plays. We have bishop to g4, now developing this bishop and also pinning the knight. We have knight to c3 and now c6, trying to create some issues here, trying to create some weaknesses. We have knight to e2, not really defending this threat. Not that way, this threat, but moving the knight. And what is the idea here? It will be clear in a second. We have castles by black, not capturing but castles, just getting king to safety because the king was in the center. You don't really want to open up any lines, especially when your king is in the center. Now queen to d2, getting some attacks into the game, and now also attacking this this knight here. So for the moment you cannot remove your bishop or your queen. We have a rook to c8, Now putting the rook on a soon to be open file after you capture it with this pawn here, or even if white decides to capture on the c file, then you're going to put your rook here and you control this entire c file. So we have queen to g5, and this is completely fine position for both the players. Black is in a slight advantage mainly because white gave up 2 pawns, but it's not a big advantage as such. Bishop takes f3, finally getting rid of this wonderful knight that was defending, because the knight could then come into the game and you don't really want any complications, so it's better to get rid of it. We have g takes f3 and now c takes d5, grabbing another pawn. We get king to h1, first getting the king to safety, and now there is another move that could have been played which gives white a little bit of advantage, or at least equalizing, and that move is bishop takes f6 immediately. You get queen takes f6, queen takes f6, and now g takes f6, e takes d5, and now we have knight to c4. You get f4, and now knight to b2. This is a fine position and you can continue from here, and it's completely playable. But this was not played. After king to h1, we have knight to c4, and this is a big blunder by Berthold Suhle. And if you guys have some time, pause the video, try to find why is this a big blunder. Because it's important to, when such blunders happen, you have to find them. And the move to find was rook to g1. Now you're threatening a checkmate. You have support of this rook. This rook is controlling the open g5, semi-open g5, and you're definitely threatening a checkmate here with the queen as well. So you cannot really capture this bishop because the bishop is attacked, because you have to defend the threat first, and now knight to e8 is played, trying to defend this pawn. But let's go back to this position in after king to h1, knight to c4 was played, which I said was a big blunder. So I'm going to show you what should have been played instead, because that's pretty important for you guys. So we have the move that should have been played was knight to e8, now defending this pawn, and what follows, what actually followed in the game doesn't really work, because after queen takes d8, bishop takes d8, rook a to c1, trying to exchange off the bishop, rook takes c1, rook takes c1, and d takes e4. So bishop takes e4, and this is completely fine position. Both players can play for something. So none of this was played, which should have been played instead. After knight to c4, we get rook to g1, and now knight to e8. But this is too late. And why is it too late? Because if you remember the previous position, knight to e in this position, instead of playing this knight here, if you would have played the knight here instead, you would not have allowed this wonderful checkmating idea, because it doesn't really work. But because of this extra move that black wasted, now it is this position and you have a rook here. In that scenario, you did not have a rook behind to support the queen for the checkmating sequence. So we have, plus this is a checkmate in 5 moves, so again, if you guys have some time, pause the video, try to find the winning combination. It's checkmate in 5 moves for white. And I'm going to give you the hint. It starts with queen takes g7 with the check. And the only alternative you have is to capture it with this knight. So knight takes g7, and now rook takes g7, again with the check. And this time you cannot really capture the rook, because, well, how are you going to capture it? My bishop here is wonderfully supporting the rook. So the only option we have is to move this king back here to h8. So the king goes to h8, and now this rook goes to g8 with the check. A wonderful idea. You have to give up the rook. Now the king doesn't have an option but to capture, so king takes g8, and now rook to g1 check. Now obviously you all can see the king cannot move anywhere. The only possible solution that you have is bringing the queen into the game. queen to g5, but this is completely over. Rook takes g5, and this is a wonderful checkmate by Adolf Anderssen. And this shows that back in this move, on move 17, this was a great blunder, but what was really important was Anderssen found the perfect combination, and it was pretty amazing to know that even in 1860s, a wonderful player like Adolf Anderssen could find such moves. So, in this position, it was checkmate, and this was move 23. A wonderful game by Adolf Anderssen. And this concludes the video. I hope you guys are enjoying the Adolf Anderssen saga. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know in the comment section below. And I want to thank all my subscribers for subscribing to my channel. Greatly appreciate the support. Let me know if you have any queries. You can also contact me. My email is given in the description. Thank you so much for your support. Namaste. See you next time.